Hi, my name is Debbie, and you've reached Apple Harvest Stitching, a Flosstube channel about cross stitch. And you may notice today that our format is a little different. I am filming on my phone today because I'm going to be showing you guys my Stitchy Spot and where I keep my cross stitch supplies. So I figured we would do a little bit more of a vlog style view. And so we have Evie here to support and step all over everything. And then we also have Esther here to provide moral support. So we will see how this goes. So first of all, we're going to go through the WIPs I worked on. Once I shoo Evie off. No, my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Good, dude. Seriously. Wow. Okay. All good. All good. Okay. So, as you're seeing here, we have my Focus full coverage piece, which is Ex Machina. It's artwork by Cris Ortega, and it was charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I've been working on this piece since 2019, and I will finish it this year. So, currently, I am working in this section. And this page kind of goes like this. And then the page down here goes like this. So this is about a 10,000 stitch section. And then I have two more sections to complete after that. So as you can see, I'm definitely filling in this page. And last time you saw it, I had been working in the darkest parts. So the black and the dark browns. So this time I've really honed in on this flower or, ornament that is part of her dress. And what I love here is like you can see this flower really well, and then the oranges and reds in this were really fun to stitch after stitching all of this brown and green and black. So I think I should be able to get a page finish this coming week if I'm able to get some decent time to work on it. So yeah, so that's how she's looking. Still loving her, still loving working on her, and we'll get some more progress. So that's Ex Machina. I'm gonna move that over. So the next piece I'm going to show you is kind of a little unorthodox as far as progress is concerned, but we have Halloween at Hawkrun Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. Of course, there's tons of people working on this. Currently, I am in this one up in the top right corner. And it's been in timeout since like the beginning of the year because I had started in this bottom part with this house, and then I had moved over to the bell tower, and I got all the way through the bell tower over to its far right corner and realized I had made a mistake, and all like hundreds of stitches were out of place. And so I was trying to debate whether I was going to fudge it or if I was going to frog it. And this week I decided to go ahead and pull it out and frog it. So if you get in close, you can see these holes where I had frogged the whole thing, and now I am back to a place where all the stitches are correct, and now I can pull it out with a clear conscience and finally get this block done. So I'm very happy that I've actually been able to make that progress and get over that hump. So this piece is now no longer in timeout. So I'm going to open it up to kind of show you where I'm at completely here. So this piece is being done on 40 count vintage country mocha or country mocha, whichever the 40 count version is, by Zweigart. And basically I had started in the middle. Apologize for the sniffing. I started in the middle and did this block first, and then I decided to stitch whichever block I felt like. So I stitched the trees were the next one because I think that's my favorite block in the entire piece. And then I stitched the swamp, which is like my second favorite block in the entire piece. And then I decided to do this one next, and now I'm working over here. So yeah, so it's coming along well. I did have some lofty plans, in the past that I was like, oh, I'll do 3 blocks a year and I'll get it done in 4 years. And sometimes I stitch on it a lot, and then other times it can be months before I touch it again. So I don't know. I just stitch on it when I feel like it, and I love the way it looks. So that's where we're at on that one. So I'm going to move those over to the other pile. So the next one, you may have seen this if you follow me on Instagram, but I did have a new start this week. I started Long Dog Samplers, Death by Cross Stitch. I've never done a Long Dog Sampler before, and if I were ever to do one, I always loved this one. It's just so intricate and detailed, and the title of it just being Death by Cross Stitch, just because it's so wild. To complete this and put it up on my wall and be able to explain to friends and family who don't cross stitch that this one is titled Death by Cross Stitch, I love that. So this one is 363 stitches by 447 stitches, so it's very large, and I started in this bottom left corner. And the way I'm doing it is I have 2 colors. I have a darker teal green for all of the borders, and then I'm doing 2 shades lighter than that, 503, for all of the scenes and other motifs. So here's where we've gotten. So I did 2 days on this, and this is being stitched on a 32 count linen 1/1 on Vintage Sahara by Zweigart. I think I mentioned in my last video that this was by Picture This Plus, but it is not. It's just a Zweigart. And it's just a mottled yellow, which that's quite accurate. So this edge right here is 1/4 of a page, and the other 1/4 of the page kind of goes to here. So what I would like to do is get a full page of this complete before I really put it away, probably for the year, just because I have so many other things going on. But I love this. It's beautiful, and I can't wait to stitch more on it. So that one was a lot of fun. And then the other one I'm working on is When Witches Go Riding by the Prairie Schooler. And if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen a lot of progress on this one as well this week. It's been really addicting once I've gotten going. So last time you saw it, let me show you where it is right now, and then I'll show you what I've done. So here's where it is now. Last time you saw it, I had done basically all of this down here, and the witch, and the house is already done, and this tree, and Halloween, and all there. So what I did was I finished this bottom section with these 3 pumpkins and the brown. Then I did the fence with this tree and the pumpkins. I brought the border all the way around. I added "'Tis Near" and then all the wording up here. And then I brought this border up and started on the moon. So all we have left really is finishing this moon, putting in R, and then these 2 lines of words, and then the top part. So I don't know if I can finish it this coming week. It really depends on my stitching time and what I feel like working on, but we are close to a finish. And if you've been with me for a couple videos, you know that I've been starting a lot of things lately, and which is fine. if the moment takes me, I'll start whatever I feel like. But I had decided that one of the next pieces I wanted to start was one of my larger Blackbird Designs, like Halloween style pieces. And I have a lot of Halloween pieces already on the go. And so I decided I needed to pick one that one of my WIPs and finish it before I can start the Blackbird. And so I decided I was going to do this one because it's one of my oldest WIPs. And I mean, being a Prairie schooler, it's not difficult stitching. It's a lot of block stitching and it's a lot of words. And I knew that like this is something that I can get done. So I decided to make it a focus. And as you can see, like I've really done a lot of work on it in the last couple of weeks, and I am closing in on a finish. So I'm super excited to get this done and to have my new Blackbird start. I still haven't decided which Blackbird I'm going to do. I really think it's going to be in the moment. Once I finish When Witches Go Riding, I'm going to pull out those patterns and just whichever one speaks to me the most in that moment is the one I'm going to start. So it'll be as much of a surprise to me as it is to you. So anyway, so I'm really enjoying this. This is being stitched on 40 count Ren by Picture This Plus, and I'm stitching it one strand over 2 fabric threads. And yeah, you know, the fabric does show through, but I do kind of like the more primitive nature of the stitches where you can really see the X's in this. And of course, some colors, you know, provide more coverage than others. But like, it's just, I'm really enjoying it. Oh, I haven't mentioned this before, but I did make a slight conversion. So this pattern calls for a pale, in the picture it looks like a pale yellow, and then some of these leaves look brown. And those 2 colors I did not like. So you can see how pale that looks. I decided to sub both of those colors for this gold color, because I thought it was just a bit more vibrant. It looks very fall-like, but it's not as brown. And so I picked, I believe it's 3820 DMC, which is like a goldish yellow. So I really like the way that's looking. Cool. All right. Well, those are my WIPs. As far as plans are concerned, I'm definitely gonna, ooh, you can see my back. See how messy this is? But who cares? It's like a tapestry. It's super thick. It's really thick, and it just, I mean, it's gorgeous. But when you're doing full coverage, I mean, this is the reality. So anyways, so I'm definitely going to be continuing on Ex Machina. That's my focus. I work on it every week, no matter what. I will definitely pull this out at least one day. I would love to put some more work into Death by Cross Stitch, but we'll see how that goes. And then who knows? I might finally take out my Halloween at Athawran Hollow and put some progress in. So all of these are contenders, but you know, there could be something from my WIP pile that I feel a calling to work on, which I might work on. So now I'm going to kind of make a little pile and hope that my cats do not mess with it too much. They typically follow me where I go. So here's their cat tree. Here's Evie. So now I'm going to show you guys my Stitchy Spot, and I'm going to show you my cross stitch, how I keep my cross stitch supplies and WIPs and stuff like that. Now, be warned, I mean, all of this stuff is just in situ, like as is. I did not go out of my way to organize or make things look pretty. I just wanted to show you kind of just kind of a bit of my cross stitch world. So you're going to get to see a bit of my apartment. So over here in the living room is my Stitchy Spot. I sit here and I have an Ott light. We have our mystical stuff going on here with a cat, and we have the H.P. Lovecraft collector's edition. Speaking of which, up top here is a cross stitch that I designed for my prior cross stitch business, Veil Stitchery, which is a H.P. Lovecraft quote. And you can't see the full thing here. I'll pull it down some other time, but it's basically from the first paragraph of The Call of Cthulhu, and it has a octopus arm in there. And so we love the gothic around here. So anyway, back to Stitchy Spot. So this is my stitching spot, and as you can see, I typically have, if I'm using my tablet to use Pattern Keeper, I just have a pillow next to me where I prop up the tablet and have it up so that I can mark things off. Right now I have made a new start this morning. This is actually one of my own designs, so you're not really going to see it until it's fully finished. But it's called Autumn Village Slumber. And it's just a little 60 stitch by 60 stitch piece that's part of a series. So more on that another day. But I sit here, and then turning around, I have my TV here, and I typically watch Flosstube. As you can see right now, I'm watching Handwork Maniac, who's come back after a couple months. Super congratulations on your retirement, Brenda. So excited for you. I will link her channel down below. Definitely go give her some congratulations on that huge moment. Hope we all get there someday. Anyways, so that's my Stitchy Spot. And I basically have full run of the living room with the cats. And yeah, so I'm gonna take you into my bedroom now and show you my cross stitch stuff. So in the bedroom, again, let me show you this. So you see how, like, a bunch of fake flowers. Ooh, pillows just hanging out up here. That is because Evie keeps wanting to jump up here and mess with, like, all my little stuff. So I have lots of little things in here. Like, all my favorite things are on this hutch. And I haven't, ever since we moved, she just thinks everything belongs to her. So someone told me that I should put tinfoil down on this surface, and that actually repels cats really well due to something about the high-pitched noise tinfoil makes when their claws touch it. So I'm gonna try that out. But for now, I just didn't want to have to deal with it. So my favorite spot in my whole home is covered in crap because I don't want Evie to break anything. But we do have some cross stitches here. So up top, again, kind of hidden, is a design that I made a couple years ago but never released. It's a Shakespeare quote. I believe it's from Midsummer Night's Dream, which says, "I'll follow you and make a heaven out of hell, and I'll die by your hand," which I love so well. And we have like a moon motif up top, and then at the bottom are some vines, ivy. And then another cross stitch piece. This is a pillow of a design that is yet to be released from my cross stitch design company. It's one of 4 in a series. The series is called Garden Romance. And these are little 60 by 60 stitch designs. And the pillow, I hand stitched this pillow because I don't have a sewing machine, but I also love the idea of just what they call slow stitching these days. So I stitched the pillow by hand using some fabric I had on hand. And this chenille is actually from a skein of yarn that I found at Joann's, I believe. Chenille's like totally in vogue these days. So if you're looking for some trim, like, I got a huge skein for like $6 and I used like a tiny piece of it. So if you're looking for some chenille trim or something that's super easy to get and use, I highly recommend going and checking out what kind of yarn is out there. I did glue the chenille on with some E6000. And you can kind of see at the bottom here, this is where I joined the chenille together. So that's one. On this shelf, we have my Ort jar, which has been going strong since I think I started it in 2019. Down here, we have Floss from the Clock from Ex Machina, which I love being able to kind of identify some of the colors in here. But it's still going strong. And I mean, there's still lots of room in there. So I'm going to keep it going until it absolutely can't take any more. Yeah. And then on this shelf back here, we have this pattern is from Wild Violet Cross Stitch. It's from the Be Well movement during COVID. I stitched this on Gothic by Picture This Plus, and I love it. That was really fun to stitch. This one is another from my Garden Romance series that hasn't come out yet. It's the same size, just different color palette. And this trim I got from Joann's, and fabric that I just had at home. And these are all filled with just polyfill. And then, is there anything down here? Well, the only thing down here is it's one of these little journals that had a pre-punched cover, and I did this a long time ago, and so I just keep it. I have never used it, but I had originally made 3 of them, and the 2 others, one of them I gave to my brother, and one of them I gave to my son, and so I just hold on to it. Life is full of adventure, right? And then this bookcase, it really holds all of my favorite things. So Anne Cleves is one of my favorite authors. This is her Vera Stanhope Detective Inspector series. I love Agatha Christie, and I love Sophie Hannah's newer books that she's been writing for the Poirot detective series. And then Franny Fisher, I found the TV series on Netflix several years ago, and the books are written if you love the series, go read the books because they're really good. The Luminaries, one of my favorite literary fiction books, and then the Starless Sea is also awesome. I also have some knitting books down here, which I have not used yet. One day, I've never knitted socks before, and I would love to. So 52 weeks, there's 52 patterns of socks in there that one day I will get to. Let's see. Then over here, let's take off the pillows. Okay, I think that's good enough. So over here we have, I believe this is called Hocus Pocus by the Prairie Schooler, and I did a color conversion on this. This was originally, the darkest color was DMC 3371, which was, the darkest brown, and the purple was an orange color. And I decided that I wanted to do this on gray fabric and kind of switch up the color palette to be more with my decor. So I stitched this in DMC 939, which is the darkest navy, and then the purple is DMC 3334, and the white is actually ecru. And man, doesn't that look like it's glowing? I love that. And you can see me. Hello. This rose here is from Cute Patterns by Maria. That was really fun to stitch and very fast. I did it just on a 16 count, ivory Aida. Oh, this one is stitched on a 28 count even weave. I believe it's just a light gray from Zweigart. And this one, it has 2 different types of backstitch. You have the 1-strand backstitch, and then these thicker parts are 2-strand, just to kind of give it extra dimension, and it came out so pretty. Oh no, that is on the glass. Don't know how that happened, probably in the move. This is another one from my Garden Romance series. Again, the same size as the others. I picked a different yarn of chenille. It's like a pink, and then again the same green on the back. These are all done on 28 count cream linen by Zweigart. And then the last one is my favorite. I love this. It's kind of like a flower mandala, and that was my favorite one to stitch. Again, same green. So I think the only other cross stitch is this one, which I did mention in my very first Flosstube of my finishes. This is October 31st by Blackbird Designs. You can find it in their Winds of Autumn book. And the only other one, again, I showed this in my very first Flosstube as a finish. These are 4 of the In the Garden series by Blackbird Designs. I stitched them very tiny. This is 46 count Bristol linen, and I stitched 1 strand over 2. Sorry for the lighting. It's like the one day that it's overcast in Phoenix, Arizona. But I did 4 of them, and this one and this one are part of the same pattern. They're meant to be stitched on 2 separate pieces of fabric and then sewn together, and I just aligned them separately to provide some kind of interest in how everything was laid out. And I got that idea from Lisa of Kindred Stitcher. She did all of them in one big piece, and she had there are 2 patterns that have this split flowers and stuff, and she had them separated in the way she laid everything out, and I just loved that. So very cool. Okay, so cross stitch storage. You can see this beat up dresser. These 2 drawers and this drawer have my clothes in them. All the other drawers have cross stitch in them. And I also have cross stitch down underneath. So we have one of my 2 professionally made project bags, and these are by Quilt Knit Craft on Etsy. This one contains all of my mirabilias. So I have all of my mirabilia patterns in here, and then I have 2 kitted up, which I have shown in a previous video. I have it's not really. I have Lilith of Labrador kitted up, and then I have Midsummer Night Fairy, or whatever she's called, kitted up, which I have shown in a previous video. So I use this special project bag to hold all of my mirabilias. My other cross stitch, my other professional project bag is also from Quilt Knit. What is it again? Quilt Knit Craft. And in here are some of my full coverage pieces that I'm not currently working on. So I kind of have them all in a, all in a bag. Then we have these, these are actually document storage boxes that are flat. You can, I got them because you could put them under a bed. That doesn't want to go. But we have some cross stitch kits in here, and other, I think they're just all buttons and beads Halloween cross stitch kits, which I won't go through right now, but I definitely want to start these, at least one of them this year. This one has mostly designs that I've made in the past that I'm either stitching on or have kitted up, but I don't really show those because I don't know, I haven't been working on them and they're kind of not a priority. This one is a thicker one, and it has I believe this one, it has a lot of my printed out patterns and just some other stuff that I'm not really currently working on. I did get these pairs recently. I think I showed that in a previous video. And then the last stack, sorry for the view of the carpet. This one has all of my Halloween patterns that are not kitted. They're just patterns, except for that one piece of orange fabric, which is a WIP that I never showed anyone, which if I pick it up again, I'll show you. And then this one has all of my winter and Christmas patterns in it, except for Blackbird designs, which are in a separate area. So that's where I keep most of my patterns that are not kitted up. Let me get this back in there. The other place where I keep patterns and stuff are really, I have my WIPs and my kitted up projects in the same place. And this is where things are scary, because this drawer is chock full of stuff which are not organized. I have to sift through them between items that are kitted and items that are WIPs. And so what I'm going to need to do now that I'm all moved in, I am going to, this drawer needs to be organized. This is the remaining floss for Ex Machina. And we have a kitted Entrelocks Blues. We have my WIP here for Haunted Carousel. You know, we've got, like, they're just, I mean, they're all in bags, but they're just not organized. And so they started out organized, but you know how it is. You just start sifting through things, pulling things out, and then dumping things back, like right on top. So what I'm going to do is, I do have like drawer separators that I can put in, and I'm going to try and organize my WIPs in a way that makes it easy to flip through them and pick them out, and then have a separate area for the kitted up projects that I can also flip through, and if I'm deciding to start something new. Evie, no. Okay. So that's kind of like the drawer that needs some help. This other bottom drawer has all of my DMC floss in it. So this bag has floss for a specific full coverage project that I know that I want to be able to complete and have its own floss, like, separate. These here are my full DMC set that are all bobbinated and ready to use on any project that I'd like.